And hey guys, good morning and welcome back to an episode of Folgers and Backwoods, the mid-morning solo cipher. It's your girl, yours truly, Ruby Red, certified spiritual life coach, certified meditation teacher, mentor of magic, and owner of Magical Beginner Shop LLC. Sending you guys much love, high vibrations, and positive energy throughout the airwaves. Or blessings on making today a better day than yesterday, and blessings on utilizing today as a stepping stone for creating your best version of tomorrow. Ashe, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. So we're doing things a little bit different today. Obviously, I got the camera going. I'm nervous as shit. I do not like being on camera. I'm working on that with me. It's something that we've talked about a million times. We ain't gonna waste more time or energy addressing the obvious, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about magic. And more specifically, I want to talk about the magic of spell casting, right? So as a mentor of magic, I mentor in magic, right? The whole title says it all. So as a mentor of magic, it is my honor and pleasure to not just teach students or clients how to cast spells. Realistically, we're always casting. It's just a matter of, are you conscious of the magic that you're casting, of the energy that you're working? But more importantly, I enjoy teaching the understanding, the complexity of magic. I homeschool my daughter. She's 13. She's in 8th grade now. Regular listeners are 100% aware of that. And this is our last year homeschooling, and magic is coming up so much in our lessons, and I really do appreciate the opportunity to have my daughter as one of my students without even realizing, magic is in everything I do. My son is a full adult, so when it comes to my magical practices, he's very aware and alert of what I'm doing. He'll ask questions, and if necessary, he's learning through observation, as to where my daughter is literally being taught, because she's 13. Unless there's magic in her video game, she really she's not worried about working the energy around her in the world. She's at a safe age and space where the world is still working for her. You understand? And the amazing thing about that statement is we never outgrow the world working for us. Unfortunately, we start working against the world. That's what I should have said. She's at a beautiful age and stage where she's still working with the world. So things are easily manifested for children, as to where adults, we have so much programming, so much subconscious bullshit, fear and doubt and stigma in the back of our mind that we are not working with the world, or with the universe. Therefore, our magic doesn't flow in the same way that children's do. And we have to put a little bit more effort and consciousness into it. And it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? Especially for those who, I'm jumping the gun so fast, so many times. Especially for those who are in a state of need and desperation. Most people today are getting into practices of magic because they are at, I guess, their wits' end with what they feel like they've been doing. They feel like that, I've exhausted all my other options, so let me try this. And as a mentor of magic, I understand that. I fully get it. Like, there's absolutely nothing else to say behind that. I get it. Like, necessity is the mother of invention. And even though we're not inventing magic, making the decision to consciously utilize universal energies to get where you want to be in life, to attract and protect yourself from the things that you want or do not want in your life, is a natural progression. Realistically, we should have been doing it our whole lives. But again, programming, it's everywhere. It is like the unseen God of this time right now. Ooh, if anybody watching this happens to be involved in that show, American Gods, I just gave y'all a new character. Y'all need to come back. It's bullshit that y'all gonna stop as soon as the Orishas get fucking introduced, but that's a whole nother story. Tell you, black people can't even have power when we on fucking TV and pretending shit's crazy. Anyway, I lost my focus. This is why I gotta keep personal opinions out of shit. So when it comes to editing, I pop mad shit. Y'all gotta understand I'm high. I never want to make it seem like I'm talking to myself, because I am talking to you guys, but this is a solo cipher. It is me getting what's in my head out of my head and out in the open in hopes that it will benefit somebody else. But I edit a lot of my personal opinion out of things because I try not to be an influence, and I try to stay neutral with things. So that caught me off guard, because normally I would have edited that out. But I'm tired of doing shit like that. Like I said, this is part of my magic. You understand? Like, I am terrified of being seen, and I do not know why. I've meditated on it. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of shadow work, and I've come to the understanding that this is a trauma that is embedded in me genetically. It is not my own. So the only way that I can turn off that gene is to work against it, the same way we work with any gene. You know what I'm saying? We possess an astronomical amount of genetic DNA, and it's just a matter of clicking things on and off, on and off, on and off, in food, behavior, thought processes. All of these play a big role in what we can click in or off. And yeah, when you do become, if you're not already that in tune with yourself, with your spirit guide, with your existence, past, present, and future, you can start to distinguish when certain traumas are not your own, meaning not yours of this lifetime. It's something that you brought in from another lifetime, or it was something that was genetically inherited in this physical body due to the biological lineage that you descend from. So I'm working on that with me, and part of that is going to be a lot of uncensored shit. I don't know what I'm afraid that I'm gonna say or do that is gonna have me looked at like, oh, this bitch is wildin'. But I mean, fuck it, I'm never gonna learn it if I don't just put it all out there. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to, over explaining is another reason why I don't like being on film. I feel like I always gotta fucking give a backstory or something. So I'm about to stop doing that shit too. Word to mother. At least when it's not necessary. I love stories. I love giving something to anchor on, so that way when I'm saying makes more sense. But there's a fine line between providing an anchor for supportive backstory and just over explaining because you're trying to control the narrative, and I have issue with that. So I'm working on me, guys. Thumbs up on that. Anyway, so as a mentor of magic, I love to teach people what magic is as a science. I always tell my daughter, magic is science forgotten by the masses and abused by the few. That's a whole nother story. So y'all know what I mean, those of y'all who into it. Like I said, this whole world is magical. This whole government is magical. This whole existence is magical. We are constantly being played with, being cast upon. And a big question that beginners in magic have when it comes to their spell work that does not come to fruition as they imagined or at all from what they can see, and that's usually the case. Damn, I'm still jumping the gun. But anyway, the biggest question is, why didn't my spell work? And again, well, I don't know if it's again on this take. Like I said, I be editing shit. And this is, I don't remember what take I'm on. But if I didn't say it in this one, it's maybe I don't know if it's the stoic in me, if it's the philosopher in me, or if it's the asshole in me, quote. But my response is always, or usually in the realm of, it's working. You know, people don't, when you don't understand magic, what it is, how it works, it's very easy to not understand the results. And when it comes to casting spells, unfortunately, especially beginners, even advanced, let me not throw this all on beginners, advanced practitioners too, make the very simple mistake of double casting and negating their own spells. What do I mean by that? Let's walk through a prosperity spell, right? A money spell. So you do your money spell. You have a very clear vision on the amount you're trying to attract. You visualize, you ground it, you felt it, you know, everything seemed to be in alignment, mind, body, soul, right? We're gonna stick with that. That's a big feature in everything in existence, alignment. So you were in alignment, mind right, body right, soul right, you know what I'm saying? And you felt good as you were casting. I said a candle, right? You're using candle magic. The flame was responsive. After it burnt out, you looked at the wax, you read it. The wax gave you positive intel. You're feeling good, right? Next day, you go to work, and your coworker tells you, oh, well, they just put this new vegan restaurant down the block, girl. We should go check it out on our lunch break. And immediately, without thinking, instinctively, passionately, honestly, your response is, oh, bitch, I'm broke. I can't fucking buy nothing. I got my motherfucking salad in my bag. I'm good. That was double casting. That was double casting. And that response, being so honest, being so natural, being so free to out your fucking mouth, made it so fucking powerful. It negated everything you did the day before, the night before, hours before, weeks, months, whenever the fuck you get. You shitted on it. You literally took the energy you put out into the universe, and not only did you take it back, you took it back and you shitted on it. Let me explain. Words are spells. Words are spells. Words are spells. Words are spells. I say it all the time. I type it all the time. I am always reminding people. And the reason I'm always reminding people, because most of us, if we are healthy and, you know, we had a normal development through, I guess, fetal, infancy, toddler, you know, if you developed in a normal time frame, you've been speaking since about 18 months, right? You've been thinking longer, but you've been speaking for about your whole life, right? Now, this is something that we're versed in, right? We don't have to think about it. We know how to speak. We might have to think about our words. We might have to think about our tone, even though most of us don't. Most of us just spit out whatever the fuck we... It ain't even what we thinking half the time. It's just whatever comes out, we have no self-control. Why? Because we've done did it. We've done did it. When I say done did it, we've done spoken so many times in our lives that we're just confident in words. We just say whatever we want to say. we feel like we can always rebuttal them, we can explain them, we can excuse them. Oh, we just don't care is what we said, and that's what I said it, I'm standing by it. When you do something often enough, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. You are capable and able of doing it pretty much in your sleep, which some of us do. I do. Now, everything has energy. We are energy. In solid form, dense as fuck, but we're energy. Everything is energy. This is energy. This is energy. This is energy. Everything in existence is energy. This is the law of all, the universal law of all. All came from one, and one is all. So all things, whether it's man-made, it's imaginary, it's fucking in the process of becoming, it was and doesn't exist anymore, it died. Everything has energy, and energy flows. Sometimes it flows heavily, sometimes it flows minutely. Like when you hold a pen, just naturally grab a pen. Most people don't feel anything but the pen in your hand. Now, if you are spiritually connected to the art of writing, you have the gift of prophecy, you have the gift of shadow writing. If you are extremely talented in the art of writing, maybe it's songs, plays, things like that. If your spiritual talent is involved with a pen, you probably can pick up pens, different pens, and feel things, the energy left behind them, the usage, the abuse, you know what I mean, the inspiration, the joy, the sadness, you know what I mean, whatever emotions was attached to the pen from the user, you might be able to tap into. You might even be able to tap into this. How some people, again, if you got to know your spirituality, you got to know your gifts, where they're stronger at, and you have to exercise them. Some people can hold a pen with nothing in their mind, and then the pen itself, they'll sink to it, they'll become the pen, and then they'll just have a whole 10,000 page novel that they can just write in hours, like without no real effort. Everything has energy, and everything is either projecting its energy out or is attracting outward energy in. You know what I mean? It's absorbing it. Blocking happens too, but natural blocking is, from my understanding, is selective to certain items. Other than that, it is a conscious effort that's necessary in blocking energy, because we are magnetic. We either attract or repel. That's what we do, or we do both, rather, depending on what poles we're working our energy from. Anyway, see, when it comes to magic, I can talk for fucking hours, and I can just get carried on. I have to stay grounded. I got my notebook right here. So yeah, back to why didn't my spells work? Like I said, when it comes to our words, we're on autopilot half the time when we speak. And then when it comes to speaking, there's so many other parts of our being that are aligned. There's that phrase again, with our speech. Let's listen to that phrase again. Oh no, bitch, I'm broke. I got my salad with me. That's mind, body, soul. Your mind, your thoughts, your intentions, you know what I mean, are in alignment. You are thinking that you're broke. So your intention was to avoid starving by bringing food. That also goes into body, our actions, right? The behaviors. Your behavior was dismissive to the frequency of doing something new, doing something that utilizes money. A lot of people don't realize in magic that saying you got to spend money to make money actually is a big thing. And it's not about spending, but it is about utilizing. Again, it's flow. How do you want things to flow in if you're a dam and you won't let nothing out? And so your feelings, you believe that you can't afford to have a nice lunch. You believed it so much so that before you were even offered the invite to go do it, you packed your lunch. You see what I'm saying? Alignment is always at work. The same way energy is always at work. And if we're not conscious of where we're aligned, we are going to cast unknowingly, and that will almost always 10 out of 10 negate the casting that we did consciously. Why? Because when we are consciously casting, we are focused. You know what I'm saying? That uses a different level of energy than on autopilot. That is a heavier form of energy. Is where autopilot is light. We're rehearsed in it. You know what I'm saying? This is why, again, I tell people, know your magic. If you're not, or whatever area you're most comfortable in is the area you need to be practicing your magic. If you know you are a chatty catty like myself, you need to be chanting. You need to be chanting your spells. Your words are definitely going to bring you your desires a lot faster. If you're a mobile person, right? You like to exercise, you like to walk, you like to move, you like to dance. You movement moves you. You connect with air. You need to move. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing your spells, you need to dance. You need to be spinning around, jumping, climbing, flexing. If you are a person who craves stillness, you know what I'm saying? If you're a quiet type, shy type, that is your key to your magic. You need to meditate. You need to meditate. You need to ground. You need to focus and do visualizations. If that's a different area, but they do work really well together. Usually if you're a quiet type, you're very mentally inclined, and visualization should come easy. Knowing where you're strong at allows you to utilize that in your magic to just give it some more oomph. Because again, with that candle magic, everyone's really quick to do candle magic, and most of us aren't comfortable with fire. We're afraid of flame. We're afraid of being burnt. We're afraid of the dark. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that come with the usage of fire. We're afraid of speed and passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a person who likes to take your time doing things, but then want to work a spell with candle magic. Candle magic has to do directly with speed. You might want to do some earth magic. You know what I'm saying? Things that take a little bit of time, because that will work better for you. That leads me to, or it takes me back into the whole, most acts of magic are done out of necessity, unfortunately tied into desperation. When you have that feeling of urgency, I have to do it now, I need it now. There's a level of unrest that comes with that, or anxiety, if you're not properly grounded or focused. Some of us can do, we're always fucking high strung and anxious, 10 cups of coffee in. So you know what I'm saying? We can deal with the little jitters and the high vibe. We can make that work for us. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what works best for you will allow you to know what avenues you might negate your magic in. In that same scenario, had the person responded more consciously, keeping in mind that I just worked on a spell last night, the response could have been so much different with this, without, how do I say it? It could have been the same response with a different energetic signature. That's how I mean to say it. Okay. So how do you tell someone that you don't want to go, or that you're not in a position to go, without focusing on, or without harnessing negative energy? First of all, the word broke is disgusting. I still say it when I'm joking. I've literally trained my subconscious brain to understand that. And now it's a matter of just erasing it out the brain, because even though my brain understands it, it still does have an understanding of a linkage with poverty. And no matter how minute, because I tell everybody, we cannot cut off energy. We can diminish it. We can make it mad, teeny, teeny, tiny, to where it's not really affecting us, or in a sense, we block ourselves off from it. But don't get it twisted. Everything is everything, and we're connected to everything. So acknowledging any form of lack, poverty, dis-ease, anything that is out of alignment with your best version of life and self is definitely, especially when it's something that's automatic, something that you've honestly experienced or that you're honestly experiencing. In reality, the us in that scenario, the me in that scenario, the you in that scenario truly did not have money to go to any restaurant, a nice one or a cheap one. That's why they brought their salad. But giving energy to the idea of being broke, pieces, not together, not whole, was definitely a blow towards the energetic signature that was projected yesterday in the spell casting and the money ritual. A better statement would have been, oh, well, we can definitely make plans to check that out at another time, because I already brought my salad and, you know what I'm saying, I was already prepared to eat it. That's 100% true. You know what I'm saying? You were in alignment with the fact that you didn't want to spend any money. You don't have to be in alignment with the fact that you're broke. You can be in alignment that you don't want to spend any money, that you don't have any money to put into the flow of currency right now. In that area of the flow of currency, eating out, you know what I'm saying? Your money has to be directed to other flows of currency, paying bills, getting through the week. You know what I'm saying? We just have to untrain and retrain our brain. And again, we've been thinking longer than we've been talking. So when we analyze the words that we are saying, especially the low frequency words, we can understand the thoughts that we have, not just in our mind, but in our subconscious mind. Does that make sense? I hope so. Do I want to I think this is, we're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I'm going to continue this conversation and offer some tips, or I've been offering tips throughout this whole half hour if we was paying attention. But I'm going to organize and lay down some tips and tricks on how to not negate your magical workings, right? How to actually utilize what could be seen as a negative as a positive in strengthening your magical works. I got y'all. We'll be right back. Okay. Oh, I didn't stop it. Oh, it just won't stop. And hey guys, we are back and we are talking about why my spells just don't work, or why people's spells just don't work. And we spent the last segment discussing the main idea of negating one's own spell through words. When it comes to speech, I tell people all the time, words are spells. I mean, I'm gonna always say it, guys. Our words are what get us. There is so much power in our words. The programming, I'm always talking about programming. Our words are our keys to programming ourselves, unlearning and relearning. There's so much we was taught as children, so much we was taught as babies before we were even realized we were being taught. Children are sponges. What they see, they do. How much did you see that you don't even remember seeing that plays a role? Whether it's in your daily habits, are you productive? Are you lazy? Maybe it's in your love life. Are you reserved? Are you out there? Maybe it's in your spending habits. You know what I'm saying? Again, are you a spender or are you a saver? A lot of the things that the behaviors, the actions that we take every single day were taught to us, unbeknownst to us. we're repeating things that we see friends, family, the TV that we read about in stories and books, things from cartoons and magazines, and just even people that we didn't even realize had an opinion on us. I love when I'm in meditation and I'm focusing on an area of myself and I recall an individual that I don't remember their name. I barely even remember what they look like, but I remember that they did something or said something or they impacted me in such a way that I literally embody that part of them, and it's part of who I am, whether it's a positive or a negative thing. This is why shadow work is so important. Shadow work, a lot of people think that shadow work is limited to understanding traumas, the things that we have hidden purposely to avoid pain and suffering. But shadow work goes deeper than that, guys. Shadow work is about understanding the parts of yourself that are not always visible, not just to others, but to yourself. When we learn who we are and where these behaviors, these thinking patterns, these fears, these aspirations, where they spring from, we have that ability to, like with our genetics, click things on or off. You know what I mean? And our words, I truly believe, are like, talking about negating, double casting and negating spells. Our words are like a double entendre of how we can program ourselves. When we speak, we're using our voice, we're using our words, our lips, there's so much little pieces in our vocal cords that work together to formulate these words, the actual sound, the vibration that's coming out. And not only are we projecting a vibration, look how close our mouth is to our ears. It's not even a hand away. It's not even a whole hand away. The words that we speak are instantly sent right into our ears, into our brain, where we can think, process, analyze, and understand what we just said. And on top of that, we are water. Water is programmable. I never could remember the guy's name. I'm telling you, I gotta research it and write it down. So I'm always talking about this damn experiment I saw, and I never could remember the name of it. This is what happens when you don't watch TV often, and when you do get to watch TV, you binge literally for like 10 hours straight. It's no way possible to keep up with names of movies or documentaries or lectures, and that's what I do. I sit and I fucking binge shit. And anyway, I mentioned it before. I think I said the guy's name the very first time I mentioned it, but I record so far in between lately, it's like I can't even recall what episode it was. But anyway, water is programmable. You can literally talk to water and freeze it and then check it under a microscope or whatever kind of high-powered technology allows you to analyze ice molecules and see a difference in the forming of the structures depending on the words that were said. This is why moon water and solar charged water work so well. Water is programmable. So if you program your water and you sit it outside and you let a full moon power it up, you let a new moon juice it up, you let a solar eclipse, you know what I mean? Or when the sun is risen in a very specific sign and you want that energy, you know what I'm saying? You sit it out there, you let it get that, and you drink the water. You're taking that in and you're reprogramming yourself on a cellular level. So being that we're water-based beings and we're constantly talking, we're programming ourselves. This is why speech is so powerful. If there's anything you don't like in life, talk it away. Talk it away, sing it away, speak it away. Your words will program your body, your mind, your existence to do exactly as you tell it to. So if you're telling yourself that you are broke, that you cannot afford a nice meal, that you have to bring your lunch into work. This is the existence you're going to create. This is what you're telling the universe. This is what you're telling your body. This is what you're telling your mind. Therefore, even when you do get money, guess what? Things are not really going to be priority for you to do with that money. Go out somewhere nice. You know what I mean? Not have to bring lunch in. You're going to spend that money on so many other things that even if you really, truly want, right, your intention is to have a really nice lunch. You've done told yourself so many times that, you know, you can't have it, that you don't need it, you don't want it in some form of way, that now you believe it. Which brings me to alignment, tips and tricks. When it comes to spell casting, when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to shaping your best version of life and self, it all starts with alignment. Mind, body, and soul. And I'm always saying that, and I actually want to explain each one of those just a little bit deeper so that way we can understand what this alignment is and how important it is once we achieve it to maintain it. Because as I stated in the example in the first segment, when the casting was being done, when a prosperity spell was being worked, the alignment was proper. Shorty had her shit together. But unfortunately, she didn't maintain that alignment, you know what I'm saying? And therefore was able to double cast and negate her own spell. So, mind, body, soul. When it comes to mind is everything. Our thoughts become our words become our actions become habits, our habits become our fucking lifestyle. You understand? It all really works together. Mind consists of thoughts and intentions. When you are doing anything in life, especially when it comes to magic, when I say magic, I mean when you are consciously and purposefully utilizing energy, your energy, outside energy period, to achieve a result, a desired result. You have to start with mind. What are you thinking about? What are your intentions? We always hear when it comes to magic, it's all about your intentions. It's all about your intentions. What are your intentions? What do you intend to happen? Let's use the money spell to keep riding this out. There was a specific amount of money. My intent is to have X amount of money so that way I can pay for Y piece of property, right? And therefore live happily Z after, right? I just wanted to finish off the XYZ, but it worked. So your intent is clear. You've thought this out. The money is going, you thought this out. You've prepped and planned. You know exactly how much you need. You know exactly where it's going to go. You know exactly how it's going to be used, and you know exactly how it's going to benefit you. Your mind is on point. Boom. Body. A lot of people get confused when it comes to body. There's so much that goes into consideration when it comes to the body. Now, I always make this joke that I eat, sleep, breathe magic, right? That's because I literally do. When it comes to body, for me, I go as far out as, if I'm doing a money spell, I promise you, the proper planning, right? My mind is together. Part of that is, what am I going to eat that day? Am I even going to eat that day? Certain spells I like to do during a fast. They work better when I'm pushing when my body is pushed to that break of starvation. In cases of money spells, I'm consuming mad fiery foods, cinnamon, mad foods that are attached to prosperity as well, attached to abundance, or attached to money. Being that we're talking about a specific dollar amount, that's not prosperity, that's not abundance, that's a specific amount. That's another thing too. Understand the difference of what you're attracting and desiring. Do you want prosperity, abundance. They're two different things. Do you just need a specific amount of money? Do you just want a specific amount of money? You know what I mean? Are you working on a continuous flow to come in, or are you looking for one big quick hit? That's part of the mind. You got to understand what you're actually attracting, so that way your focus is on it properly. A big part of casting money spells is not being clear on what type of money you want. You know what I mean? You'll be in desire, or your intent is for money to flow. And then you might get a couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there, and you believe that your magic is working. And then it's like, oh shit, this is not working. You know what I mean? I'm only getting enough to get by. I mean, are you asking for abundance? Do you want more than just enough? Or are you just asking to, get a little flow going? You know what I mean? Like, you got a clarity of mind. Now, what's your clarity of mind? It's your actions. Like I said, me personally, I'm consuming cinnamon in my foods, in my teas. I'm going to be consuming things like dill, anything that is in alignment with what I'm working with. I'm physically consuming that. What about my body? What kind of spell am I working on? This is something that I need to work fast. Is it something that I need to be prepared for? Is it something that, physically can have a toll on my body? I might do meditation. I might do something to where I get my blood flowing a lot faster. You know what I mean? Normally though, when it comes to body, the main focus is the actions and behavior. What I was mentioning before, those are more of advanced practices of magic, the syncing your foods, and even your physical movements, yoga, exercise, abstaining from sex, having sex. Sex magic is definitely a big part of the body part if that's something that you're working with. But actions and behaviors. Are you making conscious actions that are in alignment with your intention? Your intent is to achieve X amount of dollars. Are you not spending every single cent you have? Are you allocating funds or reducing your amount of bills so that way you have more money to save? Are you adding other streams of revenue in? A lot of people think that magic is hocus pocus, that you can just want something, wish for it, light a candle, and it's just going to happen. No, that's not how it works. It's an alignment thing. And when you tell the universe you want something, the universe hears you, and it has no problem with giving it to you because it is you. And if you want something, you just have to take it. But that's it. You have to put physical action. Even the act of taking is a physical act. So what actions are you doing? What behaviors are you exhibiting? If your goal is to reach X amount of dollars, but you're exhibiting behaviors that are of poverty, that are of mishandling. All right, I need $50 so I can pay this bill. I got 60 coming in. And say, you know what, I could probably spend 20 because I can get that 10 back real quick. No, you know what I mean? Your behaviors, your actions are going to negate what you're trying to do. I promise you, the minute you spend that 20 thinking that you're going to get that 10 later on, another 10 is going to go missing somehow. Something's going to happen and your money's going to just start dwindling because you basically told the universe that you don't want to be able to pay that bill, that you don't want to be able to do whatever it was that you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? We double negate all the time through our behaviors and our actions. If your intent is to achieve something, if your thoughts are set on something, your behaviors and your actions have to reflect that. Whether it's abstaining from something or being proactive in something, you definitely have to put physical action into the equation to strengthen the alignment, to solidify the alignment. And brings us to soul, that last part, the feelings, right? Our beliefs. That's what soul is. What we feel and what we believe. Because what we believe leads us to how we feel. You know what I'm saying? We can say shit all the time. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. But if when you say that, you feel like, all right, I want that, but I don't see how that's ever going to happen. I don't think that it's ever going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is just going to take forever it's possible, but I'll probably have to work for about 60 years and yada, yada, yada. Or my own personal past fear that, you know, by the time I get rich, I'm going to die the next day. You know, like, we all have these kind of, sometimes they're subconscious. We don't even realize that we're thinking them. But you can tell by how you feel when you say it. If you say, yeah, I want to be rich, and it's just like nonchalant, like, yeah, I want to be rich. Who don't want to be rich? Like, right? Everybody wants to be rich. You don't believe that. You don't feel that. Now, if you say, I want to be rich, right? And it's like a definite in it. Like, your body almost tenses up. And you know what I mean? Like, you have real passion behind it. Or even better, not that I want to be rich, I'm gonna be rich, right? We got to control our words. As you can see, I even myself still have to work on it and train my retrain, untrain, constantly work on. This is a journey. There is no we get to somewhere and then that's just that and we're perfect now and we don't have to you know, we won't make mistakes or we won't fall back into old patterns. This is how we develop new patterns. We gotta check yourself, you know what I mean? Catch yourself so you can check yourself. And yeah, instead of saying that I want to be rich, the whole want shows desperation, it shows need. It doesn't radiate definitiveness. It doesn't radiate confidence. It radiates a want, and there's nothing wrong with the want. But when it comes to manifestation, by this point, your mind, the want is in the mind stage. By the time you get down to soul, you done put physical action in already. You should be believing your intent is coming into fruition. It should no longer be, I want to be rich. It's no, I'm going to be rich. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Fuck out of here. I already know how this is going to go. I don't know when. I don't know how. It don't even matter. I just know that it is. That's definitiveness of words. That's true belief. That's alignment. And that's how that works. When we can achieve that level of alignment, we're sending all the right frequencies into the universe that screams, this is mine, and I'm ready for it, and I'll take it now. Reaching alignment for some can be easy. For others, it's a struggle. No matter if you can get to it in a snap or it takes practice, you have to maintain it once you have it. It has to, this is why I say you gotta eat, sleep, breathe this shit. It gotta be a part of your everything. It can't just be part of your ritual or your casting. It has to be part of your actual lifestyle. You have to consciously, purposefully, constantly live that alignment. And even once your magic, your spell, your desire has come into fruition, you have to, ooh, you okay, baby? Oh, pardon guys. So, I never got a chance to introduce y'all. I got a kitty baby. Her name is Karama. She's a bad little sweet kitty and I love her so much. Ow. Yeah, but she's mischievous. She will be, 13 weeks this week. Yeah, and so she is in that rogue kitty stage where she wants to climb on everything and just be all on everything. And my anxiety is just so high when it comes to her because I just love her so much. And regular listeners know after I lost Spirit and Coco, I went through a lot mentally and emotionally. So I'll be worried about her and she just fell trying to climb on some shit. So as y'all can see, she's fine. I'm gonna put her down so we can wrap this episode up. So yeah, guys, we have to learn to keep that alignment with us. It has to become us. You understand? Frequency is a beautiful thing because we can write it until it naturally evolves, or we can change the frequency as needed, as wanted, or unfortunately sometimes without even realizing it. It's like sitting on a remote control, you know what I mean? You be all into your TV show. You all into the Netflix. Like, oh shit, this is mad good. And the next thing you know, the TV turned off. Or now you back on the home screen. You know what I mean? Or with me, worse. Now it's a sports game on. It's like, what the fuck? Now I'm only joking. I don't like sports, but I can watch them. I just exist for that moment. I don't know, here nor there. But yeah, we all have been there before though, you know what I mean? Or, you know, you've been watching a video maybe on TikTok or Instagram and then your phone rang. It's really easy for frequencies to switch when we don't have safeguards implanted to keep us there. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching a show, my remote control is my phone. Long story, these kids ain't getting no more remotes from me. I'm not buying no more. So I downloaded the remote control on my phone. And I've learned, once I get my show on, to click the power button on my phone. Not to turn my phone off, but to black the screen out. Because, yeah, I will mess around and touch the remote by accident and mess the screen up. Mute it, do something. The cat now, that I have, Karama, she absolutely loves fucking with the phone or the laptop. So, you know, she'll literally, even with this like a recording, I have to disconnect the keyboard so that way she doesn't step on the keyboard while I'm recording or while I'm doing my work, because she will open up a tab, close a tab, fucking make a mistake and damn near go live. Thank God lives have a double feature. You can't just, you know, click it once and you're live. You have to, you know, let it know you're really trying to go live, because she's definitely clicked the live feature on my fucking phone, laptop before, when I had no intent on going live. But yeah. So how do you keep this kind of alignment? Awareness. Write your goals down. Write your intentions down. Make sure, my favorite, because I used to do writing, and depending on what kind of learner you are, depending on what kind of level you are in belief, right? In untrained and retraining. That subconscious programming is a real big thing. I would write little notes, leave pictures of things. I had a vision board at one time just on my wall adjacent to my kitchen. My kitchen is where I spend most of my time at, or rather where I spend a lot of time at in deep thought, because I'm usually in there cooking or cleaning. So having my vision board right of me every time I turned around, every time I walked out of my kitchen, the things that I wanted, my goals, my aspirations were physically right there. That was a really good thing for me. I said, I know writing notes worked, but my house holds moisture, so keeping things taped all over the house didn't really work. But if it works for you, then it works for you. Leave post-its around. 1 word, 2 word, maybe a passage, a statement. Some people like Bible passages. That's why I said a passage. I don't want to negate, you know, what works for anybody. It could be a Bible passage. It could be a quote, a saying. You know what I mean? Things that are in alignment with your alignment, your best version of whatever you're trying to manifest, life, self, whatever you're trying to materialize, whatever kind of spell you're casting. You know what I mean? Keeping things around. Colors play a big role. You know what I'm saying? If you're attracting money, you might definitely want to keep, maybe wear a little bit more jewelry during this time. You might want to wear more green. You might want to wear fragrances that attract prosperity, like I said, everybody knows cinnamon, but even more so like Jezebel root, or attraction oils that are not love based, because a lot of prosperity cure also work for love. The vibration is very similar, but who doesn't love money, right? When you're being honest. Anyway, but yeah, it's about keeping yourself in sync. If you're like me, like I said, chatty catties, you like to talk. If chanting and mantras work for you, have a daily saying. You know what I'm saying? Say it every day. I want a lot. I need a lot. I deserve it all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get it by any means necessary. You know, whatever works for you, you say that shit. You say it every day. You say it as many times a day as you need to. You believe it when you say it. And if you don't believe it when you're first saying it, because I remember when I first started working money magic, and I realized that I was constantly negating my own spells through fear and through doubt. Mantras, again, I'm chatty catty. I work well with mantras, so I was constantly doing money mantras, constantly saying money affirmations. And at first I didn't believe it. It was really hard for me to look in the mirror at myself and honestly say, I'm rich. I don't have any worries. Money flows to me constantly. All my wants and needs are provided for, because the universe always provides, and I am the universe. Therefore, I will always provide and always be taken care for. I used to say it and I really didn't mean it. And now when I say it, because I still say it to myself years later, different versions of it, but same premise. I say it so automatically. It's so embedded in my belief system that there are no worries attached. I don't even have to think about it. I already know, like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Even when doubt or fear happens to seep in, oh God, I hope that's not being caught in the background. But even when doubt or fear not even seeps in, tries to become present, when obstacles come. Because I always tell people, you want something, when you tell the universe you want something, there are going to be so many obstacles, so many challenges, so many things to test your endurance, your alignment. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe that it's external God or it's the universe, it's you yourself, whenever you address a higher need or want or desire for something, again, it's you listening. You will hear you and you will respond to you, but you also will not give you anything that you are not ready for. You will not give yourself a blessing that you are going to fuck up. God is not going to give it to you. The universe, whoever, however you believe that this blessing is coming, it is not coming without trials and tribulations, without some kind of test of faith of the mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? You will be tested. So the best way to be prepared is to be consistent. Consistently practice on what it is. Again, using the idea of getting X amount of money to buy Y property to live Z ever after. We have to make a plan to occupy this money. We have to put this plan into fruition. We can't just say, all right, universe, this is what I want. I'm ready for it and hope that it gives it to us. No, we got to start doing things. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's working more hours, whether it's saving, whether it's opening up new avenues of income, whether it's closing off frivolous ways of spending money. You know what I'm saying? We have to let the universe know that we're working with it. You know what I'm saying? That we are in alignment. And we have to practice this daily. Even once you get X amount of money to pay for X to pay for our property. In order to live Z ever after, you have to be able to maintain that property. Understand your magic. This is the mind part again. Intent. You gotta really know what comes with what you're asking for. Right? It's a lot, guys. And this was a light run through of how the mind, body, soul alignment works. But I really, really feel like I gave a lot of good detail. It definitely went a lot longer than I expected it to. But it was necessary. Like I said, this is a common question as a mentor of magic. Well, how does my spell work? And I'm letting people know all the time, your spell is working. It's just not the spell that you meant to cast. So in order to get the best results for your spells, in order to get the best results for your life, please take time, proper planning, get your mind right, get your body right. You know what I'm saying? I don't just mean physically. No, don't just eat a healthy breakfast. All that's important. But make sure your actions, your behaviors, right? Let's understand what this mind, body, soul alignment is. Thoughts, actions, feelings, intentions, behaviors, beliefs. We have to keep these things in focus and in lines and in the forefront of our everything. So that way, the results are guaranteed. It's universal law. There's no way in the world that you can do something without something happening in return. And if you're doing everything in alignment, it's not about being right. If you're doing everything in alignment, guess what? You're going to stay in alignment, and whatever that intention was has to naturally flow to you. I hope this resonates, and I hope it helps. Word, I hope it finds what it needs to find, when it needs to find it. And I done took up enough of you guys' time. This has been an absolute pleasure. I'm really excited to be posting for the first time on a video. I thought I did it last time, but when I uploaded it, I realized that it was still an audio only. So with that being said, guys, as always, I truly, truly appreciate you guys for tuning in and hanging out and listening to me rant for as long as I did. Again, I hope this finds what it needs to find. I hope it resonates. I hope it makes sense. And if you guys have any other questions, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want more of this. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I can talk about magic all day, as you guys can see. But with that being said, much ashe, namaste, and as always, enjoy your day, guys. Later.